Can you believe it? It is the end of the year and the last Talk Technical show for 2019. And I want to thank all the viewers that sent so many requests during the year. I mean, we were absolutely, you can almost say, surprised of everyone that is just looking for maybe an opinion. And it is just for me and Christelle such a pleasure to do it for you on a weekly basis, because it just helps us as well to serve the community, and we can talk to you and we can share some of the technical opinions that we've got, and it's so nice. And thank you for all the nice emails that we get during the year of some guys on a humoristic way and say, listen, Frans, I like that, or Christelle, I love that. And it is so nice because the technical community is a small but a very community, and that's why I would just want to say thank you so much. It is such a pleasure, and I must say an honor to serve the community in this way. After so many years behind the screen, I cannot even remember for how many years I'm trading now on my own, and I'm doing this wonderful passion of mine. It's just a pleasure to serve you guys. So let's kick off with this last show. And the first one was, of course, Naspers. Well, it's actually a friend of mine, a viewer of many, many years of this show. And he just said to me, Frans, can you maybe just have a look at Naspers? Because I'm a long-term investor here. And immediately I go to the weekly chart. And I just want to say, Eben, don't worry. Naspers looks terrible on the chart. I cannot see any value unlocked because it's just going lower. Maybe we had this process shares that helps us a bit. But there's some good news here. Let's have a look at the stochastic. The stochastic is now for quite a while underpressed. It's below 10. I mean, this is already the case since about October. And this just tells me that Naspers is just so oversold. And even it can easily give us a bounce from here. But for me, the line in the sand will definitely be, if I look at this, is this resistance line. And I would like to draw it in because I know a lot of viewers are also long-term investors. In actual fact, I know some friends of mine and even some of our subscribers that's keeping this stock for so many years. And they love the company and they believe this is the company for the future. Now, if you look at Naspers here, there's the line. This line, first of all, was a support, a brief support for a while. And then it dropped below the support. It turned it into a resistance. It bounced again and it remains a resistance, this line. So for me, technically, the share must go above 2,232 Rand before this oversold stochastic can start to trigger us a beautiful relief rally. So I really hope that we can maybe see a Christmas rally in Naspers and also process. And even also for you, I hope it surprises you to be a real value unlock for you, because I know you're keeping this stock for many years. So let's carry on. And first of all, we just want to see, let's have a look at process before we just run over. Now, process is probably the same sort of picture. The stochastic is not effective yet, and the momentum is still down. So I will rather concentrate on Naspers for a turnaround. And let's just use this trend line. And then you guys will see it's still showing us that the momentum is clearly to the downside. And it's testing this line. And this line needs to break above 972 before we can say that the momentum wants to turn to the upside. So for all the Naspers and process holders of the show, let's hold on and hope we can see a relief rally in time to come. Well, Pete sent us a Twitter and said, Frans, can you maybe look us at Jubilee? Let's have a look at Jubilee. Well, Jubilee is one of those platinum miners, and the platinum stocks is absolutely flying. We'll have a little bit of time, hopefully, to do Impala Platinum. And look what happens here. Well, Pete, I'm sure you're quite an excited guy because from about 52 cents, it rallied straight up to 90 cents. I mean, that was a beautiful rally. But suddenly now, the share is making lower highs. And this is on a weekly chart. I'm a little bit nervous on this. I don't like it. I just want to zoom out a little bit to the back. And let's see. What worries me is this. This was a previous high. I just want to draw it in. Now, of course, the previous high turned into a resistance. There you are. There you are. This high was 80 cents in September 2017. And look what happened. The other day it spiked up to almost 90 cents. It came down. It tested this, you can say this high of 80 cents. And from there it lost momentum and it's now 73 cents. So Pete, the only thing I can say, and I'm going to look at Impala just after this one, is that remember all commodity stocks are cyclical. So what they do is when they start to run, they rally like you can't believe. And when they start to lose momentum, they also surprise you to the downside. So be a little bit nervous. I don't know if you are in a profit. What I don't like is these lower highs, and this was a beautiful lamp pole formation, and this can trigger some more selling. And my next warning signal will be, there you are, will be at 72 cents. I find that at that high there. The moment it breaks below 72 cents, I'll be a little bit nervous on the stock, and it can maybe edge even lower. So only above this resistance line, 80 cents, we can see that the stock can maybe build up on some positive momentum again to the upside. Well, let's look at the all-time favorite, and that is Impala Platinum. In actual fact, I'm starting to build up a tiny short on Impala Platinum. My first short was at 100 Rand, and somebody the other day said, Frans, we know that you don't take stop losses. Are you happy with your position? And my comment was, yes, I am quite happy because I am so small in this position. It is a tiny position. And that's exactly how I build shorts over many years. If I pick a company, and what I usually do is I wait for my oscillators like the stochastic to get really stretched. I mean, even there at around 50 Rand, it was already stretched. I did not even touch the share. It came back. It rallied up all the way. And when it started to get to this psychological level of 100 Rand, I started entering into a tiny position. And I said to the guy that asked me, I said, if you are in a position and it's so small, and the stock rallies to 139 and it worries you, then you mustn't be in trading. So for me personally, I build a position. I will wait patiently for a turnaround or a consolidation at the top or a lower high. I have no rush to add on. And what I can say is exactly like Jubilee. Let's have a look here. And by the way, Johnny asked me about Impala Plat. This is a classic lamp pole formation. This is a classic overbought situation on the stochastic. And we all know, if the stochastic does this, if it consolidates to the top, if it's horizontal, then it tells you that the momentum to the top is strong and you must know that it can go higher. So what do you do if you are short and you don't like a stop loss like myself? If you like a stop loss, you will laugh all the way and say, listen, Frans, I pulled out of the stock maybe at 103 Rand. Thank you so much, you stupid. For me, I'm just sitting on my tiny position. And really, it's not going to bother me. Even if it goes all the way to 3,000 Rand, it will not bother me. But by the time it gets to 3,000 Rand, I'll have a nice position and I will build on it. And the reason why I also want to maybe mention something, a lot of people emphasize the word day trading in technical analysis. Now, day trading, it's almost like you take a shot in the dark. You don't know. So for me personally, trading is not about day trading. Yes, I do trade during the days and I make my profit, and sometimes I see I'm wrong and then immediately I revise my strategy and I start working and building on positions. For me, trading is a business. It's a case of to read your oscillators, to add on a position slowly but surely. In actual fact, I don't like to add any longs onto a position. Why? Because a company can go bankrupt. But what can happen if a share is going all the way up and you start building on a short? We know that commodity stocks is cyclical and they will eventually turn. So for me, no rush. But day trading, I think it's a dangerous business and that puts you under, you can almost say, unnecessary stress. So rather work on a strategy, a proper plan, a trading plan, trade small, build a business out of it. And you don't need to do a lot. I mean, I rarely trade a physical share. Most of the times, I trade the Aussie. 99.9% of my trades is the Aussie. And if I double into a normal share like Impala Platinum, it's really to play around and to, you can almost say, mess around. So it is of no real effect. What the share is telling us, momentum is strong, it's going like a Boeing. So let's have a look at the daily chart of it and see if there's maybe a small chance of a turnaround. And then, Johnny, I mean, this is the start of the year. I mean, it's just going up, and now there's just no sign of a turnaround. Look at these candles, and yesterday this was a shaven head candle. That just tells you everybody piles in the stock. They cannot get enough of it. They're just chasing the momentum. So for Frans, if you've got the stock, hold on to it, because the first sign of weakness will only be below 130 rand 67. It's now 139 rand. So it's way above that. So you can actually go on holiday. No, you cannot, because a commodity stock, if they turn around, it's usually within a quick they will turn around. You never know when they turn around. So I will wait patiently, Johnny, for a turnaround candle here. And if I'm a trader, I will maybe lock in my profit only on the turnaround candle and the confirmation thereof. Otherwise, I will just hold on, because if you look at this beat, the momentum is straight up. I mean, just have a look at, there's the tiny trend line, and this trend line just shows you that the stock can just go higher, and this will only break below 127 rand. So while it's above 127, guys, it's just a beautiful chart. It can just go higher. It just surprises everyone. So for me, if you hold the stock, hold on to it, wait for a turnaround. Don't buy it, you're too late, because your stochastic is on the daily and the weekly basis way overboard. And if you are short and you didn't take your stop loss, wait patiently. Maybe next year I will show you when the stock starts to turn around, and then we can laugh about it and we say this was the exact point where we could enter into another short or enter into a first short. Well, thank you. We'll go over now to Anglo Platinum.